And folks, now we're back at the wood pile today. It's been a long time since I've done a saw video. Well, the last one actually was, well, I suppose it was that long ago. It was with the Dewalt, the flexvolt, wasn't it? I compared that to like the sort of a nearly equivalent steel petrol saw. Anyway, I'm always or regularly getting asked about the Hawksmore. Which I've had now 2 years, maybe 3, and I thought it was about time we did a little bit of an update. It don't get used every day. It gets used, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks a year, I suppose, something like that. So it's not, we're not, we're not doing forestry work or anything like that, but with occasional use. And if anything, it's got better with time. Now it's bedded in. It's lovely and smooth, powerful. Fairly heavy, but it's not too bad. I mean, it is a fairly big saw, but it's running absolutely perfect. And spark it up and cut a few more logs up. Yeah, I've got the big steel here as well. So we've got the 38 steel. We've got the Dewalt, and we've got 251. That's the same age as the Hawksmore, that is. Got the Dewalt. I mean, the Dewalt is a great little saw, but it's absolutely no replacement for continuous cutting. That's handy, like when we go fencing, and you've got the odd bit of tree work to do, like, or if you've got a bit in the yard wants doing, not too much. That's perfect. Pick up and it's away. It's a battery drill. It's a battery grinder. It's just instant on the trigger. So it's great for that. But you try and cut continuously with it, it's just no match for a gas saw. Obviously, you can get more powerful saws. You get like the twin battery M18 Milwaukees and that sort of stuff, which possibly would keep up with the gas saw. But you've got to have a lot of batteries, and they ain't cheap. They're really not cheap. I've got 3 flexvolt batteries for the Dewalt, which obviously can be used in the other stuff, but they're expensive batteries, and 3 batteries is not enough for continuous. I'd need about 5, I think, for continuous sawing with it, and probably then 4. Well, I've got a twin battery charger at the minute. I'll probably need 2 of them so I can charge 4 batteries at once. So battery's great, but it's no replacement for petrol saw and continuous cutting. But I say it's got its place. It's handy, who now uses an electric drill, as in one that you plug into the wall? No one. You use your battery drill, and that's the same. It's the convenience, So Dewalt is brilliant. You just pick it up and away you go. But for getting through this lot, no, it's just here for show, really. Anyway, let's get cutting. Get it primed up, choke it out, couple of pulls. She'll go now. Oh. Right, so we'll just see what the Dewalt's capable of. Struggling a bit, and I'll tell you why. Despite the fact I've sharpened all that up, the last cutting job it did was cutting off a wooden post in the calf pens, and I cut it off real flush with the concrete. I kind of chewed the chain up, and I thought we'll sharpen it up, get it sharpened up again, see what it's like. Obviously not brilliant, so yeah, a bit of a fight to get. It was getting pinched up. So I'll get rid of that chain and I'll put the new chain on, and that should cure that. Because when that was fresh chain, that was great. But yeah, I was really cutting this wooden post off flush with the concrete, and I knew I was, when I was doing it, I knew I was not doing the chain any favours, and it really hasn't. So yeah, lob the new chain on that, I think. But slide the old fast rack up so we can do some of them bigger logs down with the old splitter on the back. It's a bit overkill, but she ain't doing anything at the minute, so it's just sitting on there. Right, I'll take it on and off something little like the Deutsch Fahrt, the little 450. So yeah, a bit overkill, but she does the job. Now remember the video where I just literally stuck this camera on the digger and filmed my journey with the seed, and the mount was sort of dropping all the time, ended up really quite low. That really annoyed me. Anyway, I've got this new mount now, and it's no other word for it, awesome. I might even do an actual little video on it, because it's an awesome bit of kit. Not used it yet, but it looks awesome. So that won't be an issue again. Well, that's 2 grain buckets full of wood we've done. Good old dent in it now. It's that time of the day, it's milking time, so we've got to get on with them jobs now. But we will just have a look at the old Katsu. That was the other battery saw I bought along with the Dewalt, to see whether buying a cheap battery saw is a worthwhile practice. Well, we'll come back to that in a sec. So then that brings us to the good old Katsu, or I can think of another more fitting name for it. So this is the saw, if you remember, I bought this when I bought the Dewalt, just as a comparison, like, can you get a cheap battery saw and is it any good? Well, the answer is no. Not for really anyone either, because I mean, yes, it does work, I mean, it does cut, but like, even like I've said, yeah, for your householder, just to cut the odd log up, because it's got one safety feature about it, and it has got a trick, and that's the trigger lock there. So it's got a trigger lock, but that's it. That bit there is not a chain brake. That's just a guard type thing. So other than that, that's ready, ready to go. Does stop quickly when you release the trigger, like all battery saws should. Yeah, but yeah, that is not a chain. It doesn't do anything, that doesn't. So you've got oiler on it, and adjustment for the oiler there. Not sure why you need that, but it does leak out oil as well, from the get-go. So it takes 2 Makita batteries. I've got a 5 amp hour and a 4 amp hour in it at the minute, so not the biggest batteries, but it is still an 18 volt saw. It's not doubled up to 36 like, so yeah, so it is what it is. So there's not been once where I thought, oh, I'll take the Katsu instead of the Dewalt. The Dewalt has always been fairly obviously the one you use, for what we use it for. But like I say, even for a house, I wouldn't recommend one to a householder just because it hasn't got a chain brake on it, like. So yeah, 120 quid well spent, or was it? No, it was about 90, I think. Maybe not really. If I didn't have the Dewalt, it'd be useful, but I got the Dewalt. So anyway, let's put it to a bit of work. You have to let it get up to speed as well. If you hear it, it takes about 3 or 4 seconds to get up to speed. That's full speed. we made it. But yeah, it does, if you work it a bit hard, it does make some some funny noises, like it's slipping on the drive gear. And as soon as you lose a little bit of battery, it will cut out if you put it under load. So let's give it one more. I know this log's not in the ideal position, but just like that. There you go. So I mean, it does work, it does do the job, but yeah, you put it under too much load, it don't like it. I mean, it is only for light duty, that's quite a big log for it, like. But it is actually usable, so if you do want just a really cheap battery saw, and especially if you got Makita stuff, and plenty of batteries, useful. But it does, it's missing that chain brake really. But other than that, like I say, these batteries saws are no replacement for a petrol saw, but they're handy to have about. But as long as I've got the Dewalt, yeah, this don't really get used. So there you go. Saunders top tip: if you're going to buy a battery saw, buy a decent one. If you're going to do a lot of cutting, buy a petrol saw. Anyway, there you go. There's me chainsaw update for the year, probably. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little vid. See you on the next one. Ta-ta.